Greetings users, welcome back to part 3 of the Necromunda table build. In this video we're going to finish off painting the Reclamator, so the first proper tile, and then we're going to go into the second tile build as well, which I'm thinking is going to be kind of like a habitat kind of area for the denizens of the Underhive. I've got these, I found these in one of my junk boxes. These were some shipping containers that came from an old game called 8043. It was a pre-painted miniatures skirmish game about 10 years ago-ish. Wasn't a bad little game. Didn't really do... That's some great lore, but didn't really do too much in the way of longevity, and so the sets aren't really out there anymore. But they did go on clearance, and I managed to pick up a couple of sets. I've used some of these for some personal projects in the past, but I've got these 3 left, and I'm thinking, let's use them. So I want to do something for those of you who may have read or watched the film or the book Ready Player One. I'm thinking of going something with like the stacks where the main protagonist lives. So I'm thinking, we'll have them stacked up like so, possibly in that kind of configuration. We'll add some doors, some windows, some balconies, some walkways, and we'll have that kind of thing going on there. And then on the rest of the tile, I've got some of the Cities of Death ruin buildings, the ruin sections. I think make up some of those on the tile, and then fill them in with some sheet metal and some scavenged looking items, so people have kind of taken the ruins and adapted them to be their dwellings and stuff. And we'll throw in the general pipes, well heads, water tanks, water towers, generators, and that kind of thing. So that's the plan for the next tile. So we'll start that in the next section of this video. We'll start the construction on that, and I'll start building this stack, as it were. We'll go into that. Other tiles I'm thinking of for future projects is I built this last year. This is when Duncan Rhodes did his fabulous 40k train on his channel, which was just blew my mind. I thought it was amazing, an amazing use of the Sector Mechanicus parts. Really, really cool. And I knew I had the bits to make it. So yeah, I made this little train. I love this. I think this is great. Slightly different to Duncan's. I put a full-on cab in there, and I don't know if you can see them. There's like some valves and a little computer and that kind of stuff. But love this. Just gave it a coat of yellow because to tie everything together. But I'm thinking we'll make some kind of old train depot or something like that. So this parked off to one side, a little bit of a platform. I think that could be quite, some boxes, some packing crates, that kind of thing. I think that could be really, really smart. Okay, so that's that. So the Reclamator, it's all been undercoated and sprayed off. So it was undercoated black and then given a blast of brown. I used the gold NC acrylic professional spray paint. This stuff here. You can pick it up from Hobbycraft. Luckily, Hobbycraft are still doing click and collect at the moment in the UK, so you can actually get hold of this quite easily. It's about £8-9 a can. Coverage is fantastic, and I really love. I've fallen in love with this model now. I was happy with it when I built it, but obviously when everything's all higgledy-piggledy and all different colours, different materials, it kind of just messes with your head a little bit. It's just like, does it look good? Does it look like a toy? Does it look like a piece of architecture? Once I've got this on there, love it. Really good. I think I'm going to go with the heavy sort of rusting generally with the Underhive look. So I should be stippling some various oranges on this, and then adding some colour here and there. So the actual main plant will be a colour. The crane will be this sort of industrial yellow, same as this train. Possibly this walkway might have a bit of colour, and the top of this this box here, this section here, might have some colour. The rest of it though is going to be rusted, a little bit of chipping, a little bit of weather, and some weathering powders, that kind of thing. Because I think that would be a great look for the underhive. So that's great. That's what I'll be doing. So let's get painting this bad boy. Okie dokie. Right, here we go. So, been doing some weathering on the Reclamator. Just giving it a bit of a dirty, rusty and oily sort of look to the whole thing. What I'm going to do, I've done pretty much all of it. But I have left one side. Let's turn that around there. This side here, I've yet to do. So I thought I would do this on camera for you, and then we could, and you'll kind of see how I go about doing it. So let's pop that there for the moment. Now, what I'm using is a very nasty piece of greaseproof paper, and on that greaseproof paper are Artist's oil paints. Just to two. I've got some burnt sienna and some lamp black, and all I'm doing is I'm squeezing a little bit out on each one. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the black is still a bit wet and damp. So it's a good thing with oils is they take a long time to dry. And that's where you can get some really good weathering effects with them. Now, these cost me something like £3 each from the range. And, you know, these were brand new today. I've weathered 3/4 of this model, and that's what the tubes still look like. So I'm going to get a fair old amount of usage out of that. For £6, that's a good buy. So what you need to do is you need something to water these down with. Now, you can use artist thinners or oils, but I'm actually using lighter fluid. Works exactly the same way. So it's got a little bit of that on our page. Get yourself a brush. Now these are marked with white ends, so I know that these are my oil painting brushes. Let's just adjust that down there a bit. You can see, there we go. So mix it in, and you want to get like a little brown, a little black together to give you like a dark brown there. And then bring in your model, and let's go. Where can you see? There you go. Okay, so just smoosh it in like that. Paint it round. A bit more on your brush. Along the bottom there. Smush it in. And you can water it down. You can put a little bit of thickness in there. No, you can't see that. There we go. There you can see it. Feather it off down. You know, brag them down. Some streaky bits. Like so. Put a bit around there. You can see that. There we go. A bit around there as well. Okay, so once you've done that, take yourself another brush. This is like a really horrible knackered old brush. Again, this is one I use for oils. And then just pull down like so. Just feather it out a bit like that. And that down. Just feather it in like so. Just give it a bit of a feather. And then taking a sponge or a bit of tissue, getting right in there. Sponging it down, giving it a wipe, leaving some dark stuff in the recesses there. And then once that's dry, or once you've done that bit, just go back in again. Slightly darker. Pull down some streaks. And obviously you want to put this in the places where you think grime and rust is going to build up. So I'm going in underneath all these little ridges here, which when I bought the actual piece in B&Q, I saw those ridges, and the first thing I thought was they are going to look excellent
for weathering. And then again, going with your dry brush and just drag them down, fade them out a bit so they're not so harsh. Like so. Bring it right down. Like so. And that's how you do very, very, I think, cool looking, but also very quick weathering with just 2 oil paints and a bit of lighter fluid. Like so. Because they're oil paints, you've got the time to work with them. And that's basically how I do it. That is how I do the weathering. To flip it around again. So I've got it here. This is all exactly the same. All the same colouring. And here, this is where I apply some texture. This was baking soda and Mod Podge. And I've kind of applied the paint like a wash. And then once that was all dry, once the whole thing's dry, I will give this a blast of a matte varnish just to seal everything. And then you can do some dry brushing, some oranges and stuff over this bit of silver for the texture as well. But I'll just go around again. We've got a bit of weathering on that platform there. On the building down the bottom. I'm really pleased with the green pipe. Really happy with that. Kind of reminds me of a Klingon bird of prey, weirdly. And then obviously this has all been super rusted up, like so. Really, really pleased with that. So I'm going to continue with that. And then once that's done, once it's all done, all these areas here, we're going to sort of stipple and do a bit of dry brushing with some Morn Frang Brown and some Riser Rust, just to bring up the brightness a little bit. Not too much, because I quite like the dark, but we'll have a little bit in there. And then we'll probably give a final flick over on these areas with a bit of just a bit of metallic, just to flick it on some of the edges, along where people will walk mainly, that kind of thing. Oh, and we'll do let's just move that up there. We'll do this bit here as well, get that all silver, and then I've got some of that new, well, not new, it's been around for a while, that Blood for the Blood God stuff from Games Workshop, and we'll put some of that on there to make it a bit gooey and a bit nasty as well. Also, while I've got you down here at the moment, I want to show you something else I've been working on. So, this is just a standard tea light, standard black tea light. Had it since Halloween. Bit of sprue in some places, just to add a little bit of, hide the fact that it's a tea light a little bit. A bit of the old baking soda and Mod Podge on there as well. And then this is a hair curler from the pound shop. This is the cap of a poster tube. This is just a bit of MDF I had cut on a laser cutter, but you could use any. You don't need this bit. That's just a little bit extra flourish. And that in there is a little bit of greaseproof paper as well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the greaseproof paper out, give this bit more of weathering. I've got to go in there and finish off some blacking there. Rust it up a bit as well with a bit of orange, and then once it's finished, it'll go on there like so. And then look at that! How cool does that look? It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to make a few of these, and they're going to be for the rest of the tiles, and it's going to be like portable lights glowing around. I think that looks absolutely wicked. I was really pleased with that. And obviously you can swap out the LEDs. It's a bit bright. Swap out the LEDs into different colours. So super pleased with that. Okay, so I'm going to carry on adding some more grot and grime to this bad boy, and we'll come back. I'll rust it up. And then back round to the final overview. Oh yes, got the light done. So this light is all rusted up now. again. Ooh, it's a bit close, sorry about that. A bit closer, that looks quite cool as well, and then we'll just flip it over. And let's just turn it on. Pop that back on there. Look at that, love that. I think that looks great. Really pleased. So, there we go. Paint job done. Tile 1 done. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I've loved making this. Can't wait to move on to the second tile. Some of you may have seen some pictures on social. I've already started it, but it was using those shipping containers. I've put them on a couple of the Necromunda pages for you to look at, building up the stacks, as it were. So that's next. Can't wait to get it. Like I say, can't wait to get that finished and the painting on that one. Really, really happy with this. I'm certainly going to keep this dark rust. I think also as well with the dark rust and the slightly darker hues and the darker tones on the scenery. I think figures, once they're running around this, is going to look amazing, especially if I paint their bases in a similar way to the rust on this. I think it's going to just look amazing. And I'm really stoked. I'm really excited for this project now. So join me for the next video. Please like, because it helps out on the algorithm, the almighty YouTube algorithm. If you can and you want to join me on this epic task, give me a subscribe, share it with your friends or like-minded people, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. See you soon.